At this current moment, I wish that I had 3 cameras instead of 2. So that both of you guys can be in the picture properly
What
and
up?
appropriately. Hey man, why are you saying hi to people like you're like some Korean
What
girl
up? What up?
from the early 2000s? Weirdos. Absolute weirdos. Now these 2 guys together are very problematic. So hey, what's up everybody? It is Monday. It's 12:47 here on the west coast of the United States of America. And we have our very good friend Tom in the house. Half his face is in the house. He thinks he's a gangster from the early 2000s. What up, man? What up, yo? And next to him is one of our very dear friends, Emil.
Hello.
Emil is a brilliant individual. He's finishing up a degree at Fuller Seminary. All seminaries are sometimes cemeteries.
Sometimes.
They kill your soul sometimes. And Emil, what are you getting a degree in?
Master in Theological Studies.
Master in Theological Studies.
With emphasis in Biblical Studies. So I have to do some Greek and Hebrew. Almost done. December, I'm done.
Yeah. You're currently doing a Greek class, aren't you?
Dang, Nick.
Yeah, I did my Greek 1 and 2, and now it's reading the Gospel in John in Greek, so it's a little more advanced. Pretty difficult.
Nick Quint said that Tom's favorite song is Oceans.
Nick, you already talking smack, man? We just got on.
We just got on, man.
Gosh.
I'm gonna see Nick Quint tonight. I'm heading out his way, and after the event, we're gonna hang out a little bit. Me and
enjoy. If he gives you any of that apple juice, bring some back.
Me and the very Reverend Nick Quint. Apple juice. It's apple cider, bro. It's not apple juice. What are we talking about today?
What did I want to talk about, or what are we actually talking about?
What you wanted to talk about got shut down real quick.
What did you want to talk about?
Oh no, I can't say that because then I will have to have Oceans as my favorite song ever.
Yeah.
Then I'll have no choice. So we were thinking about talking.
And he can't make fun of Rainbow anymore.
Oh, whoa.
Well, you went at him last time. Really
Where
bad.
is Rainbow?
I don't know.
Can someone check on Rainbow? Oh my goodness! But did you see that last week?
Hey, drop a comment.
No.
Hit the like button, you guys. We're gonna have a really fun stream. These are fun characters. Even though Emil's now taking about 90% of the screen space, and Tom. Here we go, Tom. I'll give you some screen space.
There you go. Thank you.
Hey, we're way too close. Hey, Emil, how do you feel about that book behind you? Trump's favorite tweets and stuff up
This
there.
one?
Up top. Yeah,
What is this?
It's all of Trump's tweets.
The Art of the Tweet.
Yeah, Tom got it.
I have not looked through it.
Tom
probably-
loves.
It's beautiful. It's a
Tom
difficult
loves-
It's a difficult read.
It's probably funny.
Tom loves Donald J. Trump. Emil doesn't like him very much.
I don't know about that.
I voted for him.
I don't know about that.
So,
Bro, my glasses aren't cleaning. I can't rubbing.
boy's not on the list, man. I voted
He's
for
not
him.
on the list.
Let's
Definitely not.
see.
He's not on the list. Hey, how about those Obama things that came out, huh? Like all that stuff, Tom. We're talking about Christians engaging culture, so let's start with politics.
Let's start with non-Christians. So speaking about Obama,
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
yeah,
I say the same thing
you
about
could be
Trump.
a little more controversial, bro. You could have just said like, oh,
Trump is a heretic. That's controversial. Trump is an absolute heretic. The guy says he doesn't need forgiveness.
Mm.
That makes you a heretic by definition. I'm good. I tried to be good. He's an absolute moralist, bro. He's gonna be in for.
Who did you vote for, by the way?
Who did I vote for?
Yeah.
When?
Just last election.
I voted for Donald Trump. Yeah, because I don't hold.
Heretic. Wow.
I don't hold a view.
Apologia
I don't
votes
hold
for heretics.
Yeah, I don't hold a view in
Arnold's
my.
like he's definitely on the list.
Oh,
There
he's
ain't
for
no
sure.
list, man.
Hey, was that thing true?
There
that
ain't no list.
Hey, was it true that what's his name? Bill Gates' wife came out and said that she divorced him because he was going to the island too much? Did you guys see
I
that?
haven't heard that.
Yeah.
Usually I'm on Reddit.
Bill
a lot.
Gates, I would not doubt that guy would be on some kind of.
I wouldn't doubt that Trump would be on that list either.
No, come on.
Do you actually think Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent? I think there's a good argumentation for that.
No, I don't think he was a Mossad agent.
I think he was. I think by the way, I think that's part of the reason why they're not releasing
we
him.
love Mossad. We don't want any problems.
Oh, go away. That's the reason why I don't think they're releasing it, because it will put a lot of individuals in America.
Mossad is the secret
Agent man.
agency for
Secret.
well, not so secret,
Agent
but they're like the
man.
FBI or CIA.
They're the CIA for the Israelis.
For the
Okay.
Israelis.
Who did Joe vote for? I want to know who Jerome voted for. Do they have elections in England?
No. It has to be like a Muslim. It has to be.
Well, you guys are on the camera right now. by the way,
Only
just to tell you.
Muslims
Oh, hey.
can win in the UK. By the way, just that's the new rule. New law that just passed.
Yeah.
The MPs voted for that. There is a religious test now in England, and you have to be.
Tom's just
Muslim.
making stuff up. Bro, my glasses.
England's beautiful though, man.
Facts.
Oh, hey, hey,
Facts.
Despite all that
from
stuff.
the three of us, I think Emil's the only one that's ever been to England.
I love England. Everything about it. Architecture, the people, the food. I'll even
You
say
love the food
man.
in
I'll
England?
even say the food.
Bro,
man.
you cannot love the food
Look,
in
man, the
England.
fish and chips, not bad.
Okay, I eat
Compared
fish
to,
and
like, our
chips. I
Denny's?
eat fish and chips at the pub.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay. It's okay.
It's very halal.
Hey, I'm
food
gonna
in
do something, by the way, so we're all on the screen like this. Okay, just work with me here. We're good. Don't worry about it.
Ooh, what are you doing?
I didn't know it was lighter
Bro,
skin color.
check this out.
Huh?
I didn't know it was a lighter skin color.
You're not, bro. The screen's
it's
weird.
It's
Light
just
is
you're where you are.
Where am I?
You're too much under
Come,
that blue.
come.
Hey, look what I
Let's
did.
test it.
Look what I did. Look what I did. Look what I did. We're all on the screen now.
Wow.
Oh, there you are. You're
Come
so
on,
small.
bro.
Tiny little host. We got a tiny little host today.
And then I gotta shrink this so Emil doesn't show. Emil, stop throwing elbows around like you were when Emil was younger. He used to walk around doing stuff like that. He used to be like, "Yo, this," right, Emil?
Mama Kurem.
Okay.
He also speaks in tongues, by the way.
Who speaks in tongues?
Emil, that's what you just heard.
Bro's light skinned. The UK considers salt to be a delicacy. Wow.
That's sad.
Look, Lenny's saying conspiracy facts, y'all. Lenny's got some serious issues. So,
Who's Lenny? Lanyard.
Lanyard.
He's a good.
Lenny.
What's up, Lenny?
Why is that picture is a very unbecoming picture of you? Actually, I suggest you change it. No girl's gonna want to marry you. If they look at your profile right now, if there was a girl who was looking at your YouTube profile, they're definitely not wanting to marry you. See that? Do you see that? It's right here, bro. It's gigantic. Look at the screen. I got you a screen, bro.
Amazing.
We made the screen work.
I need glasses.
You didn't even say Art. Thanks, man. Now I can look at the camera on the
But I'm
screen.
still looking at my home
He
screen.
he looks great. He looks like he plays the drums. He looks like he just came from Armenia, Belgium.
Belgique.
Hey, can you read that?
Belgium.
Can you guys see that?
Yes.
If it's that big?
Hold on.
It's
I have to
smaller.
renew my DMV
I
license.
see
soon.
after that, Emil.
After that, Emil might have become my favorite member of the
Yeah.
Crew.
of
Of the anchor
Andrew,
crew.
Andrew Tate. So what are we talking about?
Emil, are you taking MMT at Fuller for John?
MMT?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
What do you mean by MMT? If you're referring to the degree, it's Master of Arts in Theological Studies. My professor's name is Professor Romano, and it's John in Greek.
Professor Romano. Mark Romano. John Romano, wasn't it? Okay. So we got 15 people in here. We want to talk Christians engaging culture. How would you guys say that you engage in culture?
Go ahead to our guest today.
How do I engage in Well, we live in one of the most culturally diverse areas, so
Yeah. How do you engage in culture? I don't care.
yeah. So we just it really depends, man. Around here, just naturally everyone is sharing in their culture together. I grew up with Hispanics, some black people, some Armenian people, and when you go to school together and you grow up together, there's this shared common ground that you guys have. So there's nothing specific that you have to really learn or do.
I remember you as a teenager. You didn't look Armenian.
Yeah, I didn't look. What did I look like?
Not Armenian.
Yeah, I didn't look Armenian.
You look like a Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
Maybe you thought you were. I don't know. Just confused a
I
little
don't
bit.
know. I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't think you.
My skin is light.
Gosh.
Oh man, we're
There's
banned.
light-skinned Hispanic guys.
We're banned.
We're banned.
That's it. We're done. What the heck is culture, anyways?
Oh my god.
Are you asking us?
I just want to know why you're wearing a shirt that gigantically says "Dad" on it.
He wants people to know.
You're reading it the wrong way, bro. Read it backwards.
So why does your shirt say "Dad"?
Or just read it upside down.
Is there a subtext to that? It says
yes.
noun.
Read it.
Well, there's a whole paragraph on it.
Read it.
Fearing man, known for loving wife and kids. Hard
Did your wife get you this?
Fiercely.
And it's a prayer. It says prayer warrior at the end too.
Oh,
no, my mom got me this actually for Father's Day, and it would be something a mom would get, right? It's a Facebook. It's good. A Facebook post. That's what it is.
It's all good.
Totally fine.
It's all good. If your mom got it, then that's it.
Yes.
If you got it for yourself, I would have made fun of you.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Horrible.
But culture, it matters how you define it, bro. Culture could be defined in a political sense. Culture could be defined in a Christian sense. Culture could be defined in your workplace. Culture could be defined, at the local pub you go to, country you live in, state you live in. So it just depends what we mean by culture. If we mean culture as in how do Christians like you, me, and Emil, how do we engage in the secular culture? Then that's well,
now you got a qualifier. Now you said something. You said culture with the secular. That word there.
Yes.
Yeah. But you still haven't told us what culture is.
Culture, according to, I think his name was Crouch. He wrote a book on culture making. I think he defined it as culture as anything that could be shared among two people or more. It could be as simple as an omelet, a road, clothing, high culture, low culture, whatever it is. Anything that could be shared by two people or more, that is culture making.
Yeah, I just asked ChatGPT to tell me what culture is.
What does it say?
It says culture is a set of shared beliefs, values, customs, behaviors, symbols, and practices that characterize a group or a society.
Yeah.
It includes both tangible elements like art, clothing, food, and language, and intangible elements like social norms, traditions, rituals, and worldviews.
Right on.
Yeah. So how do we engage in culture or Christians engaging in culture, not necessarily how do we engage in culture.
Yes, now more than ever, Christians are engaging in culture. Definitely.
Did someone comment that and you're responding?
No, that's my point of view.
You think so? Now more than ever?
Yeah, I think now more
seriously ever, like the history of the world.
100%.
Oh my God!
I'm not saying
the word ever. Just take that out.
No. I think now more than ever, and here's how I'll explain it to you, is because even though you could make the argument that this is not the most Christian culture or society as a whole, if you look at the world, definitely Christians have more of a reach through social media, through the internet, through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So yeah, Christians can engage on any. For example, let's say something were to happen in China like 500 years ago. Well, the Chinese are engaging in that, and we really wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, something happens in China, we can go online as Christians and be like, well, we think it's weird that they, allow that they would like make you abort a second baby. And then that gets spread into China, and they can listen through it to back channels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we have a way to engage the Chinese. What other period in history?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that you're focusing more so on that we have the ability to engage in culture via social media predominantly and media just generally. And that's why you're saying it's the most we've ever done it.
Maybe it's also like globalization.
Yeah.
Easy.
Wait, so what other time in history have Christians engaged in? Again, I explain it by saying engaging in culture doesn't mean you have like a dominance over the culture.
Yeah, I think Christians have engaged in culture more when they were actually shaping culture.
Well, that's a different question.
Yeah, but we're not shaping culture right now, and that's what I was going to get to, is that we engage in culture maybe now, but we have a hard time shaping culture. We're not in positions to shape culture. So we engage with it, and most of the time we're complaining about it. most of the time our engagement in culture is a complaint about culture. But so like if we go with the things that were just listed, right? Like say beliefs and values, norms and customs. Let's just focus on like symbols and artifacts or art. Mm-hmm. Like how are Christians engaging in culture from that perspective? Like do you see Christian art being like the best art that's in the world now?
I mean,
that's, you don't.
Yeah, I that doesn't matter, bro.
But it does.
No, it doesn't, because it's not. This culture is not a culture that appreciates art. This is not like the.
That's not true.
No, well, it's not. The art you're defining is like 1600s paintings on the wall. This is not that culture right now. Like, it's not the same. We don't value art in the same way. Like our art is different right now. Like artistic expression, music.
Okay, but we don't have Christians shaping that and coming up with things that'll last a lot, like a lifetime. I mean, think about the worship music. You guys are both involved in worship. Yeah. Think about the worship music we sing. Like 9 out of 10 of them are forgotten in 5 years.
Yeah, I would say it depends on the area you're at too, though, because black musicians, they're still killing it.
That's right. Yeah, I'm not engaged in music, and that, like so.
Musically, artistically, I can listen to them, and you still can't mimic it. It's culture. It's very
okay. So it's an expression of their culture. Yeah. The question is how are Christians engaging in culture?
Well, one way Christians are engaging in culture is they won the issue of abortion, as or parental rights as a issue on a national level. It was a lot of Christian, I could say some Muslim too in some parts of the country, but they engaged in the culture. You had a bunch of judges like 57, 60 years ago who claimed to be conservative judges in a more conservative Christian society, pass Roe v. Wade with a pretty large majority in the Supreme Court. And then you had in 2020, whatever it was, when was it? 2020 something? I don't know exactly when it was. Recently, through Christians fighting that stuff and parental rights issues, I mean, we've won the conversation. That's what I was telling these guys beforehand. I think we've won the cultural war, or I should say, we've won the cultural battle when it comes to the issue of transgenderism, women in men's sports.
I think you're proclaiming victory way too early on this stuff.
No, I think there's clear victory.
Okay.
Because look, when you're how do you know you've won?
We'll wait 4 years.
How do you know you've won a battle? A battle, not a war, is when your enemy starts retreating. That's how you know you've won.
Yeah, but your enemy can retreat and regroup and kick your butt.
That's another battle. Okay. So I'm saying
we won a battle. We won a skirmish.
No. In a current battle of the conversation about transgenderism, LGBT stuff, I think Christians mainly have done a good job engaging in that battle, and I think culturally we've won that battle. Bro, you just want to disagree with me?
No, because I think you're saying things without like fully thinking through.
Like if William Lane Craig said this, he'd be like, "What a beautiful point!
Praise God, brother!
Wow, great point, amazing."
Billy Craig, I love the guy.
Just because his friend is saying
he's
it,
phenomenal.
He's like,
I could tell.
Did you just say William Lane Craig is my friend?
We lost. We've lost every battle as Christians. Poor Christians.
What I find interesting is in culture making conversation, your eyes are on like the moral values of society. How about all the other stuff?
Yeah. That's only Tom only thinks about that stuff.
You think about the politics and the moral, the values that people have.
By the way, let me. I was going to make a point to disagree with him. He's saying we've won this and all this stuff. I've seen a lot of Christians compromise things.
They're not Christians.
No, Christians.
I mean,
Christians that would have never said like, the homosexuality is okay. What we're really concerned about is, the transgender stuff. Like I've seen so many Christians compromise on that stuff, where like 15, 20 years ago, they wouldn't have done that. The culture went to such an extreme where the things that were on that extreme became normalized even for those conservative Christians, where they don't even talk about it. They don't even like bring it up. They focus on the, just the extreme stuff, transitioning. They're not,
it's not true.
It is true.
No, because this is why I love John MacArthur so much. Rest in peace. Is because some guy asked him on one of the shows, like, so you'd rather take a Christian who like cheats on his wife over like a non-Christian who's a moral person? He's like, no, because that person isn't a Christian. Like, you can't just claim to be a Christian. And
I think that's a cop-out answer.
It's not a cop-out because I'm going to.
It is. Plenty of Christians cheat on their spouses.
Brother, if you let me answer.
I feel like it's getting heated here, brothers.
If you, yes, and that's called a moral failure.
Yeah.
But my point is, like, not the same people who were defending traditional marriage in the past, at least prominent voices, because we don't know everyone's voices, are still going to be defending traditional marriage right now in this culture while standing against transgenderism. Like, my views on that hasn't changed. It's not like I've become like, oh my God, the trans stuff is so bad, I accept all the other LGBT stuff.
I would say politically and leadership.
Politically, it doesn't matter. Because George W. Bush claimed to be a Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it
He was
doesn't
probably
matter.
more of a Christian than Donald Trump is.
Okay, whatever. More of a Christian or less of a Christian, that's
well,
another.
he was a Christian and Trump isn't. How about that?
Yeah, so that's my point in this is a lot of people who claimed in that time where you say culture was more conservative even. I wouldn't.
I don't think the 90s were conservative.
Whatever. George Bush claimed to be a Christian. Like, it was kind of you had to do that. Maybe that was the cultural.
Well, Barack Obama claimed to be a Christian.
Yeah,
too.
You had to be, but they weren't. So that's the thing. The facts didn't change.
I agree with you, but look at individuals that you can say a bit are more consistent, maybe in that, in their proclamation of Christianity, they compromise.
I don't know.
I think pastors have compromised. We've seen more pastors in the last 5 to 10 years compromise on solid biblical issues than, I don't know, 30 years before that combined.
Look, it's tough to say because if you look at like slavery or segregation, let me not even go all the way back to slavery. You would say like so many people, so many Christian pastors compromised, but the culture was still more conservative and Christian in its culture. Yeah. So like it doesn't matter. The point being is it doesn't matter if your culture looks conservative or Christian. It matters if it's effectively Christian and conservative.
So again, you can have a lot of people that let's pick something that's easy, I guess, to work with, and historically we can refer to. I don't know, monogamous marriages or something like that. And you look at a certain point in history and you go, look, more people were married and they were monogamous and they remained married, right?
Sure.
Divorce wasn't as whatever, high of a number. And then you can ask, and then somebody can say, oh, look, that's Christian influence on a culture. And to a certain extent, yes. But imagine if I were to add another kind of caveat to that and say, how many of those men beat their wives in that so-called conservative Christian culture? And suppose the numbers were a lot. And would you say that's a conservative Christian culture now?
No, but you're making my point. I agree with you, but you're making my point. My point is that, I don't know, maybe I'm not making sense. I don't know.
We'll determine that.
But you're sort of making my point, which is the appearance of a Christian.
Which is what you're saying today's culture is. You're saying
no.
Christians are more engaged than any time in history.
No, because I think Christians are engaged effectively. Like, for example, to be engaged in 2008 and stand against like LGBT stuff when the Prop 8 was happening, that died out. Like Christians were like, we literally voted in California for traditional marriage, and then it was overturned by the Ninth Circuit Court, and then Christians talked about it a little bit and then moved on. Yeah. But right now, when the trans stuff was happening in schools and stuff like that, the Christian parents, through social media, through going into the meetings and stuff were relentless in that until finally it forced whatever government and stuff to act. It forced people like Gavin Newsom to backtrack. Oh, maybe it's not fair to have. They literally took medals away from the trans Leah Thomas, and they took the medals that guy had won in women's sports away. I think that's huge cultural impact from the Christian side. So I think, yes, a culture can look conservative or Christian.
Yeah, I guess that's fine for me to say. The question I would have with that is, let's see if it remains like that. That's really what I think. That's where we can really make the judgment as to whether we are engaging effectively. Yeah. Not that they just did it now, whether it'll last.
Yes.
Right. That's a part of the judgment of these things. What do you guys think? Chat's in there. We got 15 people in here watching this. Somebody said Emil looks zoned out. He's not zoned out. He's thinking.
I'll tell you this. It's because, and I'm not zoned out. Yeah, it's because I'm listening and I'm thinking to myself,
bro.
It doesn't to me it doesn't matter. Not the conversation, but at a point we were just talking about whether we know if this guy's a Christian or not, or George Bush is claiming it to be, all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna really matter to the point of whether we're shaping culture or not. Because we're never going to know the guy's intentions.
Yeah. So what's your view, genuinely asking here, what's your view of shaping culture? Do you mean like beautiful churches and stuff like that? Is that shaping culture?
Part of it is what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And part of it is what I would be saying where it comes to the arts and the music. Because Francis Schaeffer...
Come on now.
I don't know if he did his dissertation on this or not, but I know that he had a long video about the fact that when a society falls, you can see it in the degradation or their art style becoming worse and worse over time. And he proved it. He showed images of ancient Rome, and he showed historically when they were starting to fall and when their art was starting to become, it wasn't artistic enough. Like you could even see it and tell the difference when their society was doing well.
I was trying to find this Dostoevsky line, but Dostoevsky says something about like first the arts imitate culture, then they become like the medium in which through they speak to the culture, and then they shape culture. Mm-hmm. We can't ignore the arts.
You can't. It's an expression of how things are.
It's an expression of our world.
Yeah. What I feel and what I'm doing is going to be my artistic expression. You look at our music, you look at our art, you look at even our movies now. Everything is slowly on the decline. When's the last time you guys would like sit there and like, wow, this new movie's coming out, guys?
Yesterday, bro. Yesterday.
Okay.
I saw the Mortal Kombat 2. I saw Mortal Kombat 2 trailer.
This is the worst movie. I love Mortal Kombat, by the way.
Did you see the second? Did you see the trailer for 2?
No, you should watch the one in 1995.
Okay, stop nerding out, guys.
Bro, you gotta watch Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. It's insane.
Watch Passion of the Christ. Repent of your sins.
TK's got a statement here. Great guy, by the way, phenomenal. He agrees with me. Just saying.
What's up?
Yeah, but gay isn't even debated anymore. He should have put the gay isn't debated anymore. Christians just let it pass.
Look, that's not true, because if you look at consistent voices through Christendom in recent history, they've always stayed consistent. The ones that were going to go liberal anyways on some other topic have gone liberal. For example, a good example to bring up, very good example actually. I can't believe I'm bringing this example up.
Bring it up. Tell us how much you love Gavin Newsom.
Who's the Irish accent guy? Irish accent on 99.5. Alistair Begg. Alistair Begg came out and made a statement about if my granddaughter had a LGBT wedding, I would attend, something like that. I'm butchering it. Doesn't matter. And people were like, "What the heck?" And a lot of Christians gave him flack about that. Like, now I don't know all the details. I don't think he lost his ministry because of that. But it was shortly after that he retired as the pastor of his church, still kind of young, and he got a lot of flack from conservative Christians on that issue. Like, that was a clear example of a pastor. Maybe I love him. I think he's an incredible man, a wonderful believer, amazing pastor. I still listen to him. But it was an example of when you try to toe the line on a cultural issue, real Christians take seriously. They stepped up and they were like, "No, dude, like that's not cool." Now, whether he was right or wrong, that's debatable. But my point is, Christians are very conservative, if not more conservative today than they were, I don't know, like 60 years ago. I think it's a very conservative culture. I just think you see more of the culture. So you go like, oh, well, they're not conservative everywhere. But that's the issue. It's like we have so much information. But if you actually look at it like day to day, how people are thinking, the ESPYs just recently went on a couple days ago, and
what's an ESPY?
ESPY is the sports kind of like awards show.
Okay, yeah.
And what's his name? The comedian that does a great Trump accent. He was speaking and he did a wonderful job throwing out some shady jokes there. Not that jokes are evidence that we're more conservative, but like it's evidence that the culture is shifting away from like.
I do agree there's a cultural shift, by the way. I agree there's a cultural shift, and I think the cultural shift is a reaction to the pendulum swing.
Yes, it's always like that.
Yeah.
Which is why beforehand I was telling you, like, how do we keep that in our hands and actually bring people to the correct versions of conservatism, which would be Christianity, in my opinion. But another problem I had is the question I wanted to ask you, Emil, is when you say arts, like for example, the United States used to make beautiful cars. I own one of them, 1975 Cadillac Eldorado.
You consider that a beautiful car?
I think it's a beautiful car. But
the most beautiful.
Right now,
we made the beautiful ones.
Right now, we're expressing the beauty of a car through like a Tesla. Now, like a Cybertruck. Now, you can say it doesn't look as as detailed as an older car, but the definition of like what's like artistic has changed in the fact that the Tesla is like crazy, like engineering. It has it's battery operated. It has crazy features inside. It can drive itself. Yeah. So like, yeah, America or the world might have moved away from like the Spanish churches or ancient Rome, but we haven't moved away from innovation and creation and artistic expression. I mean, people in the future will look back and be like while they're in a flying car and be like, well, it sucks that our society hasn't made beautiful buildings anymore. It's like, dude, you're in a flying car. Like someone engineered that. That is like an artistic expression.
Yeah, I think that's a good point you're making, Tom, actually. We judge beauty a bit differently. I really think that's a good point. There might be like things might be a bit more simplistic, like buildings and cars in regards to their design, but in regards to what's interior, what's in the inner person, there's more of a focus on there.
And just like that, a Christian's heart.
Shut up. Hey, folks, there's 20 of you guys in here, but only 13 of you guys have hit the like button. Great shame on you. Please hit the like button, or else I'll continue to shame you.
So what's next?
No, we're still talking about this. This person, Tatiana Bogosian, who said, what about the Renaissance? That was a time period of artistic awakening but moral decline. Now,
smart woman.
No, here's the thing. As a matter of fact, what Emil quoted about Francis Schaeffer, whose books are sitting right there. Do you see those, Emil? Look at the books. All of them are sitting there. So Francis Schaeffer actually would say the artistic awakening that we're seeing, he essentially judges the art from the Renaissance and shows that it is a decline in the arts as well. Okay, now he gets into the details of that, and I don't have the intelligence nor the time to break that down. But there's a video on YouTube. It's a video series by, let me see if I can pull this up. It should be the book, How Then We Shall Live, right, Emil? That's the one Shall we live? There it is. So it is. Now we're going to do this. We're going to do it like this. Okay, it's this right here. It's this playlist, these 10, 11 videos. It's Dr. Francis Schaeffer, How Should We Then Live? The Roman Age, and it goes into, it keeps going. Yeah. Just type in How Then Shall We Live by Francis Schaeffer, and then I think that'll be beneficial and helpful to this sort of a discussion. Because the art does fall. Like certain art becomes acceptable that previously wasn't. So like it's not that we don't have people who know how to draw and paint beautiful things. Clearly have that. Okay, where are we going with this? Man, Arthur, you remember that video I did on ABC USA and LGBTQ issues? This is feeling very crazy. I remember that video. I just don't know what's feeling really crazy. I do remember that. Unless something's come up that I'm not aware of. Nick says that it's becoming more culturally acceptable to be countercultural. That's true. That's true. I don't know who Shane Gillis is.
Are you crazy? Shane Gillis is a comedian. He's incredible. He's probably the best
This guy
comedian
just
right now.
this
in
guy
modern
just
culture.
called his friend crazy over someone he doesn't know.
Brother, Shane Gillis is incredible.
Shame on you.
Shane Gillis, you've seen Shane Gillis.
I'm
Search
gonna
him up.
smack you with my
You've seen him.
Alcatraz cup.
You know
right
Shane
here.
Gillis, right?
Did he do the SP thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's hilarious.
it was alright.
Is he a guy or a girl?
He's a guy.
Guy.
So you should actually play a couple of the Shane Gillis
Magny.
SP's stuff.
Why?
'Cause
So I can get-
just play some. Play
You know
some
what?
of
I
these
saw
jokes.
this guy. There was a guy. Yeah, there was something he
Yes,
did.
he's
That was, no,
incredible.
then ABC's gonna block me. ESPN's gonna block me or something.
Anyways,
He's got a very creepy mustache. He should really get rid of that.
Yeah,
or
he
just
does a
grow
great
beard.
job.
Like, you got to grow a beard, bro. You
he's
can't
the
do
one that says he died like a dog. He does that Trump impression. That's him.
Well, it's not really an impression when Trump actually said it. He died like a dog.
Go, Tom.
My
I'm about to
last.
say he's
Okay, my
he's very
last.
aggressive today.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. My last so-called pastor was a female who promoted the LGBTQ community.
Wow.
Is that just a statement?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, that's gay, very gay.
Who said that?
Jay Rich.
So here's the thing. This is how you engage in culture, okay? And I know Arthur's not going to pay attention to me right now, and he's going to look at other stuff. But this is how you engage in culture. You tell that person, or people that are talking about that person, that that's not a pastor, in any sense.
Well, but he said the guy said my last so-called pastor.
Yeah. I'm not telling.
It's right there on your screen. See, you can.
No.
you don't have to look
I
here.
agree
You
with
can
this
read it.
person.
I got you a monitor to look over there. Don't look on my monitor.
Yeah, I
Look on your
I
monitor.
agree with Jay Rich, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
I know Jay Rich understands this. But so the way I think you make effective change in culture,
To
And
make
I'm-
a stand.
yeah, but I'm not saying this just because I'm this like really smart guy that went and became educated in this. I'm just saying this because I pay attention to the culture.
Okay.
The way you do it is that you never exchange the truth in order to be not offensive. And I know there's a better way to say that.
Why are so many conservative
exchange the
Christians?
truth for a lie.
Why are
Always
so
have
many
to lie.
conservative
yes.
Christians? Listen to me.
But I'm
Why?
talking about offensive, like
He's trying to steer this shit, please.
Why are there so many conservative Christians around Donald Trump okay with Paula White being like the pastor of the White House?
we're not okay with that.
No, you're not in that group. Nobody cares what you think,
Okay,
Tom.
who's in the group?
It's the people who are around there. They go to worship services. She preaches. These are so-called conservative Christians, and it's not even that Paula White is a woman. I'm not even focusing on that. I'm just focusing on she's an absolute heretic.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yes.
So why is his circle, who are such Christian heroes, who are influencing culture, as you're saying, okay with that nonsense?
Okay, why are supporters of him okay with him having Paula White?
No, I didn't say supporters. I said people who are in his circle who are Christians.
Okay.
Who you're saying? This is what I'm saying, that they're
Yeah, like Charlie
compromising.
Kirk
I'm saying
and
they're
stuff like that.
compromising.
Yeah, so I don't think they are. Here's the thing. I would say that, first of all, the reason that Trump has some of those pastors around him is because they teach heresies, they become rich, they fund his campaign, and then they become like his pastors. And obviously other reasons, they don't call out his sin, they don't call him out to repentance. And if you got someone claiming to be a Christian that's just telling you you're doing a great job in your moral life, you're gonna bring that person around. But I think people around him that have influence do call those people out. Maybe not in the context of Trump directly. Charlie Kirk has, I think, the president's ear pretty well. He calls out false teachers all the time. So yeah, you're right. In the context of like, they don't go into the White House and be like, Mr. President, kick Paula White out of here. She's a heretic. Yeah, in that sense, you're right. But look, Arthur, would you agree that even Paula White's influence, her being a heretic for sure, is better in that sense of advancing Christendom than like whatever Obama had in his office, like, or whatever Joe Biden had? Because yes, they're false teachers, they're false prophets, but they're generally like anti-abortion. They're pro-religious liberty.
So would you be okay if instead of Paula White, it was a Mormon?
Yeah, like you're asking me like a government question.
But that's what you're asking me.
But my philosophy when it comes to like government is completely different than what I think about the church. So yes, I would be okay with a Mormon there.
Yeah. That's all I want.
Like assisting him and making decisions. Yeah, I would be totally.
Yeah, that's it. I wasn't trying to get you one. Like it wasn't a.
It
wasn't like I got you one. The question you asked me was like, am I okay with a heretic because they somehow represent Christianity? It's like, well, like to unknown mind and heart, a Mormon is a Christian, right? So for me, it's like it's asking me the same thing. It's like, was I okay with Arius having the ear of Constantine, or the Arians having the ear of Constantine? It's like, no, not really okay with that. Even though there's Christian stuff in there, still heresy.
Yeah.
I want to address some comments here. How do Christians practically engage culture? I like this. Should the focus just be on politics and changing laws? No, it shouldn't. And that's the point I was trying to make. I was trying to make a point about the arts specifically, because I think the arts are an expression of our worldview. And they actually shape culture. Art shapes culture. And too many people, like, who was it? There was a poet that said, I don't care who makes the laws of the nation as long as I can write her songs. Because this individual figured out that the music of a culture impacts and influences the culture more than the laws do. Someone can look that up and let me know, or else I'm going to look it up. Let me see. Let me ask my assistant. Hey, assistant, tell me who said. You guys talk. Go ahead.
I agree with that.
There's comments on the screen. You can engage.
I mean, there's no one answer to this question, though.
No, there is.
It's not just music. Arnold, we could go like talk about this forever. You engage in culture in various ways. It's from how you live, from how you eat, from how you talk to people, how you treat people, the music you create, the movies you create, the engineering. You were talking about Tesla.
Yeah.
It's anything you do it in excellence, and anything that could be shared among people. That's the best way to engage culture.
So I looked this up. It was Andrew Fletcher, who lived from 1655 to 1716. It says Fletcher was emphasizing the power of cultural influence, particularly through music and the arts, over formal political structures. His point was that the emotional and moral shaping of people through songs, or broadly culture, can be more enduring and influential than legislation.
Isn't that what Confucius tried to do? With music, he tried to unite the people with
I don't know, I
music.
haven't studied
Look, man,
Confucius
at the end of the day, you can write like anti-war songs as much as you want, and you can have 80% of the culture like supporting that music, and then like America will go like invade Iraq. So no,
that's why it can't be just one thing.
Yeah, it can't be.
I don't like it.
No, I'm sorry, this person, I'm sure they're smart. God rest their soul. But no, music does not influence culture, or the consequences of what a culture does is not predominantly through music or art or whatever. It's through politics. It is. Like, it's through political, like, for example.
Why would you say that?
It's not.
No, it is.
Why can't you just say there are various ways to engage in culture? One of them is politics.
Because
why do you have to like put
no.
Yeah.
Let me give you why hierarchy matters here. It's because you have 80% of like Americans that don't support going into like endless wars, right? You have all these things happening. You have people that are like, you have almost like a large amount of the conservative movement going like, hey, we don't support like Israel anymore. We don't want to fund them anymore. And you got the liberals going like, we're anti-war, but it still happens. So like, you can't ignore the fact that like it's the political body that engages in things that make these giant decisions. Like, you can talk about free speech as much as you want, but if tomorrow morning the government decides to shut down TikTok, it's shut down. So it's important to not just engage culture, but to use that as a platform to get into government, into political spheres where you can actually make effectual change, not just like screaming.
I'm very hopeful for the future, very hopeful. But you had God himself writing on tablets to shape their culture, their laws and their rules, and they nonetheless still were disobedient to him, time and again. I'm just saying that I don't disagree with you because they kept the prophets come and they're engaging with what they're doing, saying come back to the law, obey the law and all that stuff, which is essentially what you're kind of saying, right? But as long as you agree that this is in a way, a never-ending battle, you could win the war for the next 100 years in America, and then things could collapse again for hundreds of years. I'm just saying it just keeps going back and forth.
So here's the thing. Arthur's specific question, Arthur, your specific question was, or point you brought up was, does music shape culture more or politics does? Now, in that context, I said politics. I'm not talking about like it's better to go run for political office than like take care of your family and be a good dad.
Yeah.
Like that's more important culturally and what change it brings about. But I'm saying there's specific stuff where politics is definitely more important.
Yeah, it has to.
Like for example, for the people who are like,
but it doesn't shape culture. It's more important.
I didn't say it shapes culture.
Yeah.
I said the consequences of what happens in the culture, like going into war and stuff like that, they have greater consequences. It just that's
yeah. I think your the comparisons you're making are unfair. Like going into war on a daily basis, nobody cares really about what's happening in Washington D.C. or in the capital of the state, but they care about what Taylor Swift is singing. That's what I'm talking about. A majority of people are being shaped by those artists. And this is like Christian, non-Christian. It's just like all across. There's a power, I think, that we shouldn't undervalue when it comes to the arts. And the power it has to shape culture.
Yes, but people are still more practical than that. I remember when Donald Trump said, I hate Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
My friends were calling me, that's it, he's lost the election. You know how many even conservatives love Taylor Swift? Or when he made that Puerto Rican joke, everyone's like, that's it, he's lost the election. No, because people are practically minded. Look, people, you're right, Arthur. People don't care about politics at all. The general person is not thinking about politics. Their algorithm doesn't show Trump throughout the day. It's nothing. But people are also practical, which means like people might like Taylor Swift or like a message an artist shares, but when they hear something like, like there's a party in the government that's trying to like allow transgenders to play in women's sports, they're like, yeah, I don't care what this artist said. Practically, I know that the government has power and I'm going to give it to the right person. So yes, you're right. People don't engage in that sense that deeply in politics, but they're aware of it, and they're aware that their government, whether it's local government.
How many people vote in the United States, Tom?
I don't know. This last election was like 68 million for Trump.
Like, so how many % of people vote in the United States?
I don't know. That's a good
of
point.
Eligible voters.
That's a good point. I don't know. We can search that.
That's important, by the way, for the audience. And the importance there is whether politics gets real engagement.
The 65% of U.S. citizens voted in the 2024 presidential election. Yes.
How about other elections?
52% midterm elections.
State elections, local elections.
It keeps going down.
Local elections, people get elected to be a mayor in Glendale. The winner had what, like 12,000 votes or something?
No, you could win with like 7,000.
Okay, you can win with 7,000 votes. How? What's the population of Glendale?
I don't know, 140,000, 150,000.
That tells me enough whether people are politically engaged or not. And that seems to be the norm throughout.
You're right, brother. I'm not disagreeing with you. But that doesn't make the music and stuff can influence culture more as far as what people think, but it's the political class that makes the changes, which is why people like Zohran Mamdani from New York City is trying to run for political office while engaging the culture. Mm-hmm. Like he put out a video today going like, well, I'm going to Uganda because people have been telling him like, go back home, go to Uganda where you're born and stuff. He's like, well, I'm going to Uganda because I need to do some like whatever religious thing he has to do there or meet some
He's
family.
Ugandan?
No, he's just born in Uganda.
Oh.
So he's like, I need to go back there. And he's like, I have some titles that the New York Post can do for me. Uganda. And he was using this as a wordplay to say, like, here's how conservative media will attack me. Well, I think that guy's a genius in doing that because he's a stupid guy politically, but he's using the culture, like you said, the arts, social media and stuff. But he knows the end goal is for him to get into office because that's where he can make effective change. And I think that's the good recipe for Christians to have in our context, is not to obviously start in the home, do all that kind of stuff, start in your local church, make change there. But if you want to make changes on a greater level, on a grand scheme of things, like pass laws, if you even care about that stuff, then you should engage the culture in a way that puts you into positions of power.
So I think one of the confusions here in this conversation might be is you might be hearing me say that one is more important than the other. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying one is more impactful than the other.
But what does that mean? Like impactful in consequence, impactful in
impactful in the way people cut their hair, the way they wear their clothing, the way they talk. It's more impactful.
Yeah, maybe.
Externally.
But it's an internal expression, Emo. People start feeling like this. I'll give you an example. Think about, you guys will fall in the same sort of generation, I think, that I will, right? Like, so standards of beauty when I was growing up was predominantly shaped by hip-hop music.
Yeah.
Right? Like, in regards to what guys were attracted to, was almost entirely shaped by what we saw in rap videos.
Okay, I have a good observation to make. Back in 98, 99, Glendale, to a degree, was a mess. Okay, I remember being a kid and I heard about this high schooler named Raul. He was like stabbed to death by some Armenians at Hoover High School and stuff. And it was like a lot of bad things were going on. A lot. People were going to jail. There was a lot of racial tension. And then right when I was a junior in high school, around the times where hip hop was like taking a dive and it was dying out, gangster rap specifically, I remember not only did the style change to like baggy jeans and what we were listening to and how everyone was carrying themselves.
Even the swag you walk with.
And you're trying to always pick a fight. This is my territory. Everyone, I'm talking about even the good kids, were in this style because the music was shaping the culture. When rap music died, praise God for that. Sorry, Ruslan. Love you, man. I hate rap to a high degree. When rap died, I noticed all the styles changing. People were dressed a little more in fitted clothes, maybe a little too tight.
Skinny jeans.
Someone, but all I'm saying is when that happened, I also noticed that people in Glendale were generally less angry.
They're not stabbing each other.
They're not thinking about money, sex, and alcohol anymore. They're not talking about gang fights and all these things. So what you listen to matters. But guys, look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to this channel. I'm telling you, asking questions on which one matters more or which one has more of an impact, to me, how I understand it is meaningless. The reason why is this. I'm not trying to give a cop-out answer because at Eternity Bible College, people would always ask me, when you evangelize or when you do this or that, is this better or is this better? At one point, my answer was, stop thinking about that and why don't you just take both and go with it? So what I mean is this. There will be musicians like Tomeg and I who are going to engage in culture with music, right? And I'm not going to sit there and think of someone like Arthur and stuff who are going to engage in more politics stuff or when they deal with abortion and when they deal with all this. I'm not interested in who's making more of a change. I'm just thinking people are going to make a change. And so it doesn't matter to me who does more of what or which one impacts which one more. All I know is that there's people out there who are doing their job as artists and people are out there who are doing their jobs.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree with you.
That's why
I think this is again. What would you say?
That's why I looked a little zoned out for a moment.
Oh,
I'm like,
can I get that drink over there?
No.
Thank you. So, did you say no?
Want to share this?
This guy.
I'm good.
So here's what I was going to say. We were asking questions about like how Christians engage culture or Christians engaging in culture. And I would agree with you. Not everyone's gifted the same way. And Christians ought to be engaging in culture. And they should be, like, Christians should be writing music. Good music. Making good films. Christians ought to be doing that. And that doesn't necessarily mean every movie the Christians make has to have some kind of a gospel message in it. Like, just be good storytellers. Right? Like, be able to do that, whether it's in music, whether it's in art, because it impacts people. We should have Christian politicians being engaged and involved in the politics of it. So I'm not saying... we're talking about impact, and in order for you to have a really, really solid, long-lasting impact, you need all of it. You can't just have the politics. My problem is right now, maybe this got us to the point, I guess. My problem is that I see impact in the politics in the United States, but I'm actually not seeing all the rest of the stuff. To have that holistic impact that I think will be long lasting.
Yeah.
And I think with Trump's a weird anomaly, man. I don't think we can judge the direction of things based on Trump. You know, everybody played their cards in weird ways against Trump. First, people didn't think he was going to win. Okay?
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to win.
Nobody thought he was going to win, except Ann Coulter.
And me.
And Topic.
From the beginning.
Okay.
Initially.
Okay. Number two, nobody thought he was going to lose. And he lost.
Oh.
He lost.
Okay.
People didn't think he was going to lose. He lost. And then people didn't think he was going to get elected again. And he got elected again. Yeah. Like, it's so weird, right? And so I don't know what the future will hold in regards to, like, politics, and if there will be kind of this correction sort of thing. We're going to get more, I don't know, of a traditional kind of president or whatever like that. Maybe America will never recover from it. Maybe it's a great thing America won't recover from it. I'm not sure. But what I'm saying is all the other aspects. That's the stuff I'm talking about, like Christians should get engaged in. And not just think, oh, we won a couple of political battles, and so therefore we're shaping culture.
Brother, that's a no-brainer. If that wasn't the case, Art, we wouldn't do what we're doing right now.
Right.
Or
exactly.
Whatever. Like, obviously. But my point is...
Trump should release the Epstein files. I agree.
The greater point that I think you guys are missing, and I don't know how to articulate it well enough, is that part of what government loves to do historically is to... have the masses be focused on cultural stuff, whether good, bad, fun, ugly, is that's what they like. Mm-hmm. Like, they want hip hop music to be super popular. They want Taylor Swift to have a hold on.
Who's they?
Just general government, people in power. I'm not saying it's like some like Illuminati thing. I'm just saying people in power don't like to be held accountable.
Oh, they like the populace being distracted.
Yeah, because they don't want to be accountable for the decisions they make, whatever direction. So my point is that yes, you're right. Those people like Taylor Swift and stuff do influence culture more in that sense of what people think. But I don't think the solution to that is becoming Taylor Swifts. I think the solution to that is redirecting people and saying this stuff is artistic expression. These are the people that are going to take you to war, or not release the Epstein files, or allow women in men's bathrooms at your local, like at your school, at your kid's school. So I think it's smart to redirect people and say, yes, culture is important. We should engage culture, but not to a point where it becomes so important to engage culture in that sense, where the people at the top are just like, okay, now everyone's engaged in culture. Let's
by the way, a good pivot move by Trump in releasing this Obama stuff, because it got all the media's attention to be talking about that instead of the Epstein files. Just saying. If you guys caught that. I kind of did. People love Emil here. They're saying he's carrying. They might even be suggesting Emil to replace Atomic or something.
I completely agree with that. I love Emil very much.
He's fun. He's a bit weird liberal, but he's okay.
Yes.
What?
You're the most liberal person in this room right now.
You are the most liberal person in this room.
I'm the most liberal conservative you've ever met.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes when I talk about social,
Jesse, I agree with you. I love you very much, but you can't just say, like, not you, by the way. I'm not saying you say this. Folks can't just say,
like this guy,
release the Epstein files. So
like
I want evidence, and you can't say the evidence is in the files that are not being released. Like there needs to be a reason. Like when people say Trump is not releasing in the files because he's in the files, like there needs to be evidence to that, because you have no idea about that,
bro.
Trump
can't get anywhere. Even if he releases it and he's not in it, people are gonna say he was in it. They took it out.
Yeah, they took it out. They redacted that part. I'm specifically making to that argument that it's
conspiracy arguments.
Yeah, it's like it never ends. So it's like I agree with you. It should be released and stuff like that. But what if, for example, the reason? Can I give an idea here? What if Emil, the Russian government or the Chinese government says, if you release these files, our president is involved in this. Yeah. We will nuke Taiwan. Just an example. And then you got a president, a bunch of people sitting there like, oh crap. Well, we obviously want to release this, but we also don't want them to nuke Taiwan.
Yeah.
And then people are like, no, I don't care what the people deserve to know everything in the government. Like, no, you don't. That's not how decisions are made. And if you were in that position, dude, if you were in that position, president, prime minister, whatever, and you had to make a decision to release something or to admit something that would change the trajectory of history, you would think twice about it. You would be more careful. It's easy for us. We have no power. Like, I can say whatever the heck I want on this channel. You should do this. They should do that. That person is this. And it makes no effective change.
Yeah, so this is rational thinking here, right? So, for example, let's break it down a little bit. Let's just say there are some foreign dignitaries and stuff like that involved in that. And they're threatened by the release of that. But they have names of American operatives in very dangerous situations. And they're like, hey, if you guys do this, we'll leak those names. Say like CIA spies and stuff like that. Instead of we'll nuke Taiwan, right? Some people might be thinking like that's an extreme, Tom. Nobody's really going to do that. Yeah. But they could potentially release names of American spies that they know of. This might even be allies that might threaten you like this. Like let's just say England has, whatever, one of the guys from the royal family is like was friends with Epstein. No, what's his name?
Andrew Tate. Andrew, just kidding. It's Andrew something.
Prince Andrew.
Jackson.
Prince Andrew.
Like if that's gonna like destroy the royal family in many ways in England and bring that kind of shame, and they're like, hey man, you do something like this, we're gonna come at you. Like, why do we think these sorts of conversations don't happen? But with that said, Tom, I think you have an announcement for our audience, right? We got something coming up and brewing here at Apologia Center.
Yes, exciting. So, guys, can you give me like some kind of like rumble or something? Like,
stop,
dude. And until this guy finds his buttons.
Well, I
got you.
I can't. I don't have that.
My
Here.
goodness.
He's like,
ladies and gentlemen, on October 10th. The Epstein files will be released here on Apologia Center. We have them right here in the back. Here. We're not lying. Can you get the files, Emil?
I got it.
I'm just kidding. No, but in all seriousness, guys, there's some really exciting news. On October 10th of this year, 2025, the year of our Lord, we will be holding an worship night / apologetics evening at our church, at Anchor Church. And one of the keynote speakers at the event is going to be none other than Ruslan KD. Yes. Ruslan will be speaking, and in the meantime, Arthur, who is going to be emceeing the event, is also looking for a second speaker that hasn't been confirmed, but he's looking into some exciting guests that could potentially be another additional speaker to that event. We're hosting it at our church. We're super excited.
Whoever the second speaker is going to be, still going to be exciting.
Oh, yeah. They're all going to be exciting. Yeah. There's no levels to this. We just mentioned Ruslan because he's confirmed right now. We're going to have some really good food. I think we're cooking steak or Armenian... Armenian beef, right?
Playing the piano.
That's what we're doing.
They're kubia sandwiches.
Yeah, sandwiches. Yeah, sandwiches.
But they're like barbecue sandwiches.
Yeah, really good stuff. We're gonna have
music, amazing music.
Heard they have a really good band at that church.
Very good band.
It's gonna be great music. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a time of fellowship. We're gonna have some snacks. We're gonna have places to take pictures, books, book signing.
She said drum roll. What's a rumble?
No, I was. Can you give me a rumble? No, I meant more of like drum roll is like more like
English is our second language, by the way. So
This is serious.
I understood it fully.
guys, stop diverting. Like, stop. This is a good announcement, wife.
Yeah, but that was good.
This is very exciting, and we have to talk about it to set something up to really cool. But you know how this came about? Can I share that, or should I? Okay, I'm not gonna share. No, it's not a big deal.
Well, no. It's in all seriousness, I have thought for a couple of years now, and people have asked me, "Why don't you do a conference? Why don't you do a conference?" People don't realize how much work it takes to do a conference, even just a night. It takes a lot of work if you want to promote it right and get a lot of people, because you don't want to do something and you plan really well and all these things, and you're expecting 200 people to show up and like 15 people show up. It's like the most disheartening thing on the planet. And so I've been thinking about doing it, but Tom and I were having dinner the other day. We hung out, we sat down, and then Tom said, "Hey, why don't we do this worship apologetics night evening kind of thing?" And I was like, "Sure." He goes, "I'll plan it, bro." He said, you get the speakers, I'll get everyone involved from the church's end to do a lot of legwork, because there is a lot of legwork. On the night of, there's just a lot of work to be done. And so we sat there, and then I shot a text, got a response like immediately.
Yeah.
And we had confirmed our first speaker, and we're working on our second speaker.
Nice.
And we're gonna have a panel discussion as well. So we want people to come and just worship God, enjoy community, good community, and then learn some stuff about the Christian worldview. And eat good food, and there'll be some awesome backdrops and red carpets and stuff like that. They can take pictures and just enjoy the event. So
yeah, I'm super
it'll
excited.
cost very minimal.
Very little.
The cost
definitely less than 200.
I think
That was a joke.
less than 50
Joke,
bucks.
rumble joke. Yes. By the way, it has something for everybody. We're calling the event "Praise with Reason." And it's a little play on words there, is worshiping, praising God with music, and also being reasonable in our faith, apologetics, etc., what we believe, defending it. So it's super exciting. If you're not super into apologetics, which you should be as a Christian, that's what you're called to do, you can come and enjoy a time of worship and be introduced to it. And if you're super in that nerdy side of apologetics, which I feel like these two both are next to me, but you also want to be, you also want to worship God with your brothers and sisters there. And if you're not a Christian, because I know we might use this video and promote this stuff. If you're not a Christian and you have questions and you want to hear some of these conversations, this is a great place. Guys, it's very rare nowadays that you can find a place to go to hear amazing speakers for really cheap at a local church. I think it's a really good opportunity. And we're not charging like $1,000. It's going to be like $50-$60 at most.
Southern California area.
Yes. So exciting times.
Arthur, you have friends that hate rap? Yeah, I suppose I do.
Oh, that would have been cool if I announced a new baby, because I have a dad shirt
How about
on.
next time you wear this, it's because you're going to announce a new baby.
Yes, that's a promise.
So if I see you
then
wearing
we'll
that-
know. Like, we'll absolutely
Guys,
know.
my wife and I were actually planning on having a baby, and then we were asked to be matron and
Bro,
best man.
stop giving stupid excuses.
so,
Stop giving stupid excuses.
It's like you don't want your
Absolutely
wife to be
stupid
like
excuses.
8
Yes, you
months
do.
pregnant.
Yes,
No,
you do.
man, that's weird,
Yes.
man. Next
It's
to
a good example to the people you're being a maid of honor and a best man for.
No,
Have
it's
babies.
a better example
fast.
to be sacrificial and say, in order to look the part for your wedding.
Because I
I'm not
know
gonna
where
have
your
baby.
heart is, and I know how you're trying to justify, not submitting
You're claiming
yourself to
you
the
know my
words of
heart, brother?
Jesus.
Are you
Yeah, of
claiming
course, yeah.
no one knows my heart?
I do on this issue.
What's this guy saying? Chris Lucas. Do you know this guy, or can I blast him right now?
No, don't blast him.
I'm kidding. Maybe y'all are too ignorant. I love that when people talk like that, because like I could fully know about what you're talking about, and you just called me ignorant. Maybe y'all are too ignorant or not studied enough.
Yeah, maybe.
We're not studied. Emil, have you studied me before? We're not studied enough. Or not studied enough to remember what Brett Kavanaugh and William Barr were involved in the 1990s. You know, in this case, you're right. I am ignorant on this issue. I have no idea what they did. So why don't you tell us? Why don't you enlighten us? What did they
Chris,
do in the 90s?
Tell us what...
did they work for the Mossad as well with Jeffrey Epstein? I'd love to know.
Tell us what Brett and Bill Barr were. Brett and Bill. Brett and Bill's Excellent Adventure. They were time-traveling guitarists. Yeah. I mean, it's not that we're ignorant, bro. It's that we were immigrants in the United States, and this guy specifically, Tom, wasn't even in the United States.
I wasn't even born.
No, in the 90s you were born.
Yeah,
but you weren't even in the United States. That guy was a kid. I was an immigrant trying to make sure that I can exist and learn a language.
Where were you in the 90s? Here. You're here in America. Why don't you know what happened? You tell. What's your excuse here?
English is my second language, bro. Like I was probably watching Rush Hour and laughing. That's it.
Do you know who Bill Barr is?
No. I know who Bill Burr is.
See, my exact point. My point has been made. Yes, it's over. The debate is over.
It's over.
Bill Barr was the.
It is over.
I buried myself.
Are you not entertained? And I'm the example of someone who's an idiot. Come on.
No, I'm just. It has nothing to do with being an idiot. It just has to do with.
Yes.
We know.
Yeah.
Enough said. Sexual assault. Someone said.
Wait.
Jesse
what?
said they were in. Jesse said they were involved in sexual assault.
No, they weren't. That's fake. I know. Jesse's trying to say that's what they were accused of, but that's fake.
Jesse, that's fake news.
Fake news already brought.
Hey, I think Jerome really likes Emil. This guy would actually be hilarious to be here. I think he's talking about you. You lot have living knowledge of the 90s. Jerome, it's not our fault. You're like 15.
He's calling us dinosaurs.
Like, it's not our fault you were born in 2003, man. Like,
Jerome.
Guys, thanks for coming to our show.
Jerome, yo, pissing me off, brother.
I've been good, brother. Oh, you guys are just talking to each other. I'm just reading comments of people talking to each other. Okay, hey.
Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, just saying.
Yeah, man.
Great. But in what context are we talking about
absolutely. This? Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want stuff.
This is true.
Guys, when you comment, I'm sorry to say this, this is Arthur's channel, but when you comment, like, say more stuff than the stuff that we all agree on. What history are we doomed to repeat? I agree with you, but what? What's the history?
Why is the mic in your mouth? Sorry.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't need to do that. He absolutely doesn't need to do that.
Guys, do you guys want a Apologia Center, like a secondary channel where we just do ASMR videos?
Oh my God.
Like stuff like this?
I hate this stuff. Stop it. I'm going to mute you.
You need nails. You need long nails.
I'm going to mute you. I will mute him.
Oh, man.
But we have talked about having an Apologia Center channel where it's completely focused on politics.
Yeah, and you're just going to disagree with everything.
No, I won't be on there, Tom. You'll just do all this stuff. Tom, I won't be on there. You can just do stuff.
I'll tear your channel apart. You'll be demonetized in 5 minutes.
It won't impact my channel.
Oh.
If you want to get up there and say stupid stuff, but you can be like the next Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I don't want to be the next Charlie
Me
Kirk.
and you can be like Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk.
Imagine.
You think Charlie Kirk will run for office one day?
I hope not, because he's doing a good job and he's very rich.
Well, he's young.
Yes.
He is very rich. Was he always rich?
I don't think so.
Does he come from a rich family?
I don't believe he does.
How did he get so rich? Who's funding him?
We can't release that information. Not today.
Might be in the Epstein files.
We need more questions. We need better questions from you guys.
Well, nobody's asked questions.
How many viewers do we have right now?
So we got 23 people watching. 24 people.
Copy, paste the link. Let's double it. Let's go. Come on.
Let's go.
And ask some deep questions.
Look at
Arnold
that.
said, what does the gospel have to do with any of this stuff? I'm sure you saw
Where
it.
did he say that?
Where did he say that?
Like 2 hours
Oh
ago.
man, it has a lot to do with this stuff. What do you mean? The gospel it has come into the world to change
Qatar.
the world.
Qatar.
Qatar.
Qatar. Oh, she's saying the funding comes from Qatar.
Oh, does it?
No, that's just the Tucker Carlson.
Qatar.
Okay. Yeah, the gospel has a lot to do with this because the gospel's come and the kingdom of God has come, and we pray for the kingdom of God to come. And so cultural engagement specifically has to do with God's kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. That's my view. That's my view.
I would say yes, but a lot of Christians that I've encountered, so I'll just say that. And by a lot, the lot of Christians that I've encountered, I've spoken to, right? You know what they would... Inch, what is he saying? Someone forced me to what?
Sometimes it's just better to
What
shut
happened?
your mouth.
It's a
Bro, you can't just air out dirty laundry like that.
It said,
Why would you make him watch Mike Huckabee?
it said, Tom would force me to watch Mike Huckabee in 2008.
Why would you do that?
I don't want to talk.
He does force people to do stuff.
Hey, isn't Mike
you
Huckabee
sit
the
over
current
here.
ambassador to
Tatiana,
the...
you'll sit to my left. Arthur, you'll sit to the right.
Absolutely. Yeah,
These are
he
the
tries. He's
coordinates.
controlling. He's very controlling. That's why he likes Donald Trump.
When I tell him no in worship, he gets... I see the fumes.
Yeah.
What fumes?
I see your hair like psst. Are you saying no to my...
What were you saying? You were making
This
a
is
good
a
point before my brother.
I don't think anyone cares right now,
Yeah,
but let's
you
just say
put
it, okay? So, like, a lot of Christians I know, right, that I've encountered, mostly during my teenage times, okay? Because I remember a lot of conversations that I had, a lot of debates that I had. When it comes to the gospel, generally speaking, an evangelical or a fundamentalist, right? Just common Western theology looks at the gospel and overly spiritualizes it.
Yep.
Which is why we have language like, we're just pilgrims in this world. Please don't bring Peter up right now. We're pilgrims in this world. We're just going to pass by, and all we need to do is preach the gospel so people get their spiritual blindness, they could see.
You mean like they're useless when it comes to social change?
Yes. As if like we forgot Genesis 1, 26, 27, like to actually impact the world, tend our garden and all
Or
that
we
stuff,
forgot
right?
Jesus said that the kingdom of God come on earth as it is in heaven.
Exactly. So I decided to do my paper, maybe last year, on Luke chapter 4, where Jesus talks about when he reads the Isaiah scroll and he's like, okay, the blind are going to be... they're
Isaiah
gonna see.
61.
Yeah, so he says that in the synagogue, and then right after, he goes and heals people physically. I'm just saying they're related, okay?
Oh, yeah,
I have a whole
absolutely.
paper on this. They're related. The physical healing of the world is just as important as the atonement when Jesus died and is sent to the Father to forgive us, okay?
Absolutely.
It matters. Arnold, I don't think you're here, though. I wish you were.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Does that translate just to culture or politics? No,
Everything,
seriously.
man.
Everything.
Yeah,
So
everything.
like when you're saying this, are
Yeah.
you saying no? Because for example,
Yeah.
like John MacArthur, who I love so much,
Yeah.
would say influence culture in the way you raise your family, in the kind of way you treat people, but he would stop short of saying try to get into like political positions.
Okay, so if you get into, like, let's say you go up and you're like, I want to actually make change politically. So you're engaging in the culture, you're engaging in the higher ups and all that stuff, and you want laws to be shaped or implemented or removed. That I don't think would happen or be established unless there was people around this world who are creating a community of love.
Can
and
I
honor
make a
God.
statement with all
When
due-
you do that and you couple it together,
Yell
I
at him,
think
bro.
it'll be
You yell at
established.
him. You tell him. Let me say something with all due respect to John MacArthur.
Yes.
I think John MacArthur was one of the... Let me rephrase this. I don't want to be disrespectful. This pietistic thinking, John MacArthur was one of the people propagating it. This like over spiritualizing that he's talking about. He's within that stream. And I absolutely think it is problematic. It is a fundamentalist reaction. And we know the history of this. It's not very complicated. The history is in the early 1900s in the United States, mainstream denominations became theologically liberal, started focusing on social justice and not preaching the gospel in regards to people being saved from sin. And then the fundamentalists reacted to this, where they were just talking about people being saved and really not engaged in social justice and social welfare as well. So it's a reaction. They had reactions to each other. One ran away from academia, so we get like Christians being stupid because we're not training people in the life of the mind and all that stuff. And I think recently, probably I would say starting in the 90s, early 2000s, Christians we've seen this kind of emphasis to go back to social justice as well as, so caring for people's spiritual needs as well as their physical needs, which is very clear in the Bible. The Bible very clearly teaches it. But even when you think about like some of the experiences we've had in churches, you guys, suppose like you want to do something, like you're like, hey, let's go clean up our neighborhood. And then like someone in the church will say something like, but we can tell them that Jesus died for their sins. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I didn't think that should have been mentioned. Like, you obviously should be telling people that.
Yeah.
But like, are we gonna have a sermon, or like let's run a basketball ministry at our church where it's like, no, but you gotta like stop everyone and give a sermon every time. And I've done these things, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I was in that, and I just like, I guess I hadn't matured enough to think about like, wait, I'm just preaching the gospel anyways with these kids. I don't need to stop. And like I build relationships, I tell them about Jesus, and that you go through a maturation process there and all that stuff.
Be transparent with us here. Like when you would do that, was there a part of you that had a little bit of guilt that if you didn't fulfill this formula, that just something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what would it be? Like what would go out? What were your thoughts at the time about this?
No, like in regards to the guilt, there was definitely a guilt. Like, and again, it was partly because people are here and we gotta tell them about Jesus, because whatever the justification there is, and different people from different theological perspectives say different stuff. But like as if you're letting it go by, you're letting the opportunity go by.
Right.
And I wish that there was a lot more emphasis put on building relationships and friendships and sharing the gospel anyways, just not in that setting where you had to stop everything and give a sermonette. I've just really moved past that.
Yeah.
Where you got to be attentive to people around you, even attentive enough to know whether they care about this great treasure that you have to share with them. Are they going to recognize this great pearl, right?
Yeah.
That you have? So,
I mean, yeah, we can become so obsessed with our thoughts and how we understand scripture, where unfortunately, rest in peace to that brother who went to the Sentinel Island because he truly wanted to share this message.
That's right.
But it's like you can't just assume these things. I'm not talking about him. I don't like talking about people who've made that decision, because I actually honor his love for God, whatever. I don't want to say anything bad. I'm just saying I'm in a missions class right now alongside John in Greek, and we have to read a variety of things, and part of it is going to be like how like the West is a little bit just dropping the ball in certain respects.
Yeah, and it's cringe, man. Sometimes like it was just cringe stuff. It was just absolute cringe stuff.
Where it's not itching. Like no one cares. We have a conviction, and we go to another culture and share that in our way, in our mindset, in our cultural expression.
But Emil, even in America, like forget other cultures.
Right.
Like think about like you coming through a youth group, right?
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff was just cringe. That's just the reality of it. There's a question for you, Emil. It says, "Hey, Emil, did you ever join an Armenian street gang? And if not, why?"
What? No, man. No. I just didn't.
If not, why?
I was hanging around with mostly Hispanics, but even that I didn't join. At 15, March 17, 18, and 19, I went to camp when I was 15 years old in 2006. I became a Christian, and the rest was history. Sunday, I called my friends. I went up to them, bold as can be, with the Bible in my hand. I'm like, I can't hang out with you guys anymore. I think that was a good move at the time as a teenager to do that, because...
Well, your friends weren't like...
Yeah, they weren't like normal. It's not like I could just be friends with them and it's all good and I could preach the gospel. No, it's like these aren't people to be with. I gave them a Bible and that was it. Even Tomek came sometimes and got to meet them. So, I wouldn't join that kind of stuff. No.
What do you think about the rise of Islam in relation to end times? Have you read The Islamic Antichrist by Joel Richardson? What are your thoughts? Haven't read it. I don't really care about the end times very much, other than that Jesus is going to come back. And yeah. So.
Yes.
Tom, you've been like
Right
disengaged.
I'm just reading comments and stuff.
What else? How can we go through these answers fast? Because
This conversation reminds me of the time when Wes Huff went on Joe Rogan. And people spent a week complaining that he didn't fire the gospel at him on the stream. Very good point. Excellent observation skills, Jerome, my good friend.
Excellent.
Good old chap. Very good. Yeah. And he did, if people pay close attention. What they wanted him to say was a specific formula of the gospel. And he didn't go that route. So, did you see the new Andrew Schultz show? I have not. Maybe these guys have. That was really well done. I think Wes... Oh, that one with Wes on him? Yeah. I think Wes might be a masterclass in relationally spreading the gospel. Yeah, I saw that. I think Wes did a good job. Except that that one guy, what's his name?
The Indian dude?
Is he Indian?
maybe Pakistani.
Yeah, they got offended and stuff.
Yeah, he got like kind of butthurt.
Really? I watched part of it with Andrew
he
Schultz
did.
there.
It
It
was
seemed
really
normal.
annoying. That guy was really annoying. That guy shouldn't have been in that conversation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Christian population do not be babies challenge. Christian population, what? I don't know what you're saying, man. If that like revolves around
Like
having
Christians
kids.
don't be babies.
Oh, okay. Sure. Arnold said, I am here, but I don't know if that answered my question. I was wondering what role the gospel message practically plays in all this. What does that look like? Well, it looks like a lot of different stuff. It looks like caring for your neighbor, loving folks around you. It looks like feeding people individually and as a community, a church, like collectively. It looks like making, I think what Tom was talking about was getting involved politically and engaging, positions we hold biblically to do what we think is right in regards to the culture. So there could be a lot of political and just social stances. I mean, it's the way I treat my next door neighbor. In my heart, when I see my next door neighbor and I smile at him and I greet him and I talk to him, the gospel is always in the forefront of my mind. I'm not just doing that because I want to be a good dude. As a matter of fact, quite often that stuff's an inconvenience.
And it's hard to talk about this
without
like, okay, look, what really, like, whoever you ask what the gospel is, they're going to give you a different answer. Okay. Right now, for me, I would say that the gospel is that Jesus is Messiah. Okay. So it's like,
yeah, because we know you went to Fuller and you now.
Yeah. So like,
cool
Jesus is the Messiah, right? Like, Israel's God is king. He has come here. He's going to set everything straight. Anti-right kind of language, right? So saying stuff like, what is the gospel? How's the gospel message gonna like practically impact these things? Well, since I'm not always thinking about Jesus' death and resurrection, because the gospel in totality has a lot.
We're gonna cut that out. That he's not thinking about the death and resurrection of Jesus always.
Okay, I mean, I'm not always thinking about that.
We get your point, bro.
But no, that's not a bad thing to say. I don't always think about that. Realistically,
He doesn't think about Jesus ever.
We know what you're saying, bro.
Yeah, but
we know you're
I don't
saying
even
that.
have to. But I don't have to qualify that. No one thinks like every.
No one thinks about Jesus.
Sorry, Emil. You're like, this is baptism by fire.
I have a book with Arthur's quotes, by the way. Don't make me bring that. It's still at my house.
Oh yeah, I've never.
You know, I've lost mine.
I have a book.
You know, I've lost mine. I don't know where it's at.
It's at my house.
Mine, my copy.
It's probably your copy.
What do you mean you have my copy?
I have a blue copy of your face that has misquoted Arthur.
Bro.
Misquoting Jesus Arthur.
Did somebody give you that?
You gave it.
That's mine.
Yeah.
I want it back. I've been looking for it.
Your logic book.
I've been looking for it.
I have it. I have your New Testament survey book. I'm kidding. I don't have that one.
Yeah, he's lost books that I've lent him. It's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, that one I want, bro. I've been looking for it, and I've been so bummed out that I lost it.
No, man, I have it.
How much? How much you gonna pay for it?
The guy literally stole it from me. He took it 5 years ago. He had a kid in the meantime.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm almost done with Fuller.
I had 3
in the meantime. Arthur's a clip farm. Yeah, don't. Actually, you should. Akash is Hindu and his wife is Sikh.
Sikh, bro, not Sikh. Jerome says I was talking about the complaints about West evangelism. It was funny to see people become upset at him. Yeah, I guess it's as funny as when we see Arsenal fans get upset at their team's just really poor performances. Okay.
Speaking of Arsenal, let's have a.
How did you find a way to bring?
Speaking
I
of
can't, bro.
LFC.
It's when you do street preaching and just preaching generally, you have an ability to do this. You know, let's see if Jerome's still in second place. He's always in second
JR
place
likes
on
me a
the
little
top
less
fans.
now.
Top fans.
He's a what?
Hey, Jerome's in first place. He's been taking first place in the top fan stuff. He's a ninja. That's
I'm
a
an-
ninja.
I'm an
Who's
imposter.
Nano? Who's
That's
Nano?
a ninja.
Who's Nano Sakian? Saakian.
That's Narek. What's up, bro?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
How is Yeva here and
Whoa.
there?
oh, we've been keeping the safe for you, the book. Please, I will trust Yeva more than trust you. Please give me that book.
Aren't
when
you
see-
Yeva?
Yeah. So yeah.
He's Yeva, by the way.
It's
very
Whenever you guys see Yeva
I'm
commenting,
Adam.
it's
That's-
99% of the time
Except
it's
this
guy.
time, it's not him.
It's
Listen,
him.
guys. YouTube. Why is the mic always on
Bro,
your
he like
face?
takes
It
it.
doesn't come that far.
Here he
bro.
So yeah, I'm Atam, and I just use it. Look, guys, I use her page because we have YouTube Premium.
That's right.
That's it.
He doesn't want the ads interrupting him.
Yes.
That pivot was rather poor, sir. That's it's poor like Arsenal.
Oh my god.
I'm here all day, guys. I'm here all day. Is this not why you're here?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
So
It's guys, it's not
That's not why you are here.
Okay, so the book is a book of quotations from me that some of the guys from our church took and compiled it into a booklet. It's a little booklet. It's a bunch of stuff I've said, but it's all out of context. Maybe one of these days I will share it. And they printed it, and they have endorsements on it from Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey.
By the way,
and-
how do they know you said it?
Okay, so for a number of years, these were sermons and Bible studies. Whenever I would do Bible studies and give sermons, they would take these quotations and keep a list of it until they had 100 of them, and then they put it into a book. So, for example, like there's quotations in there of me saying, Jesus doesn't matter, or rip out the Old Testament. But, you know, it's all cut up, and it makes me look really, really bad.
That's funny.
Sort of the way people clip things on YouTube now. Age of Empires Narek. It's that Narek. We are playing you guys in game week 3, sir. Look out. No problem, bro. It's all good. It's all good. The book. Here, see, Alan has a copy of it.
He is fluid.
He is fluid sometimes.
He's talking about
Yeah.
Emil.
Yeah, I know. Okay, guys, I think we're going to head out, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I do have to go. I'm going to see Nick Quint later on today because I'm going to drive
Where?
in his
Here?
direction. I got to talk. Huh?
here, let's do barbecue then.
No, man,
I'll
I'm
bring
going to where he's at.
Nick, send me some apple juice, please.
You're really warm right now.
Life is tough
Like-
right now.
Wow.
Very hot.
Okay, guys. Thanks
It's
for
hot in here, isn't it?
It's very hot right now. Can you turn on the AC?
guys. Thanks for hanging out with me and these guys. It's been a pleasure. I think we might have Emil back on there fighting each other. Sometimes I feel like I'm just a dad to these guys, man. Grown man. Emil, it's been a pleasure, brother. Thanks for joining us, and you've made the show happen today. You carry Tom, completely carry Tom today.
Thank you, man. We'll have our own
Thank
soup.
you. Because maybe we'll start something for you guys. They're fun podcasters. Hey, guys, God bless you guys, and I will see you guys sometime during this week. Take care, and God bless.